all of a sudden you're confessing to me on feels like a random Tuesday. Like, what is going on right now? Hey, I'm your host Alexis.
And I'm your co-host Truth.
Sit back and relax because you're
in good company.
Hey guys, so in this week's episode, it's kind of a juicy topic, a topic that I feel a lot of our viewers, especially all the pretty girls in our audience, can relate to. And that is guy friends and blurred lines, navigating one-sided crushes. And when I say one-sided crushes, I mean them crushing on you. Though, I mean, if you're crushing on them, just keep listening, I guess. Like, hopefully we can say something helpful on either side.
So, but yeah, it's a different focus this episode.
It definitely is, but this is based off our real life experiences as pretty girls.
Love the phrasing.
Glazing myself real hard right now, but yes, let's get right into it. So, Truk, the first question I have for you, because what prompted this episode topic for me was I recently had a guy friend not directly confess to me, but make it pretty clear that he, if I was down, was like, heck yeah, let's date. And I was like, whoa, we've been friends for a while. Like, where is this coming from? I'm weirded out, you know? But I think it can be hard to express that when it's like, this has been friendship. And now all of a sudden, you want more from me than I thought I was ever gonna, like, I thought I was giving you enough within the bounds of our friendship, right? So I want to know, have you ever had a friend who has confessed to liking you or hinted at wanting to be more than friends? And, like, how did you respond or take that?
So, I had a look at the question before and I had to really rack my brain. And I can say that I've had 2 confessions from guy friends in the past. And I rejected them both. And we're not really friends anymore because it just did not work out. And obviously, I guess maintaining a friendship with somebody who you know likes you kind of only hurts them and feeds your ego.
That's a good way. That's an interesting way to put it.
That's how it fanned out for us.
So when they confessed to you, did they say, hey, I like you? Like, was it very direct?
Both times.
Interesting. Yeah. And were like, I appreciate it. Like, oh, that's flattering, but I don't feel the same way. Like, kind of like that response. Was it in person or text? Because I feel like that changes how you respond a little bit.
Oh, that is a great question. One of them was in person.
Okay.
I reacted pretty poorly. And I definitely had to be like, hey, I'm really sorry about how I reacted yesterday. And then had a conversation about it afterwards. And then the other one, I don't quite remember if it was on text or on the phone, but I think it was through text.
Okay.
So, yeah, both rejections and poor responses from the guy's side.
That makes sense. I mean, no offense, guys. No offense. I'm sorry.
But it was like, oh, damn. I thought it was a friendship, and then they thought it was more. So it was more like, okay, I need to treat guys differently now, because if I treat them as I would with my girlfriends, it's gonna end up in that situation, and I can't do that.
That's real. Okay, so I do want to talk about my experience. I wasn't directly confessed to, and I think in a way I would have preferred that, because what actually did happen is I was hanging out with my guy friend and he kept making like comments or like little things that made it pretty clear to me that he was like, I really want more than a friendship. Like, straight up said to me, like, we would make a great couple. And I'm just like, straight up said to me, like, I would date you, but, you know, I don't want to ruin friendships. And I'm just mind blown, because I felt that friend knew that I wasn't interested, but also I felt that they knew that we were friends. Like, I don't know. And it made me re-examine, like, the entire friendship, in the sense that, you know, were they secretly harboring these feelings from the beginning and like waiting things out? Did it like gradually progress? Because also while we were friends, like, we actively liked different people. So I also just didn't feel like that was the nature of our relationship. We talked about our other crushes with one another, you know?
I relate to you with that, because it's like when the friendship is just a friendship before the confession, you don't really think about, oh, is this person liking me? Because you view them in a very platonic way.
Right, exactly.
And I don't think those confessions started from malice or started from I'm going to like this girl and she's gonna like me over time. Like I think it just started platonically.
And I think that's it's a less nefarious way to think of it, and I want to like view my situation as that, but I immediately felt betrayed because I know for a fact that I give a lot to my friendships. I'm very open with my friends, and there is a level of trust that I feel is there that I don't necessarily, I don't give as much as myself to a guy who's just crushing on me. Like obviously, especially if I don't feel the same way. So then to find that out, I was very like, okay. And I remember I didn't, I ended the hangout normal, everything. Like I didn't want to react to my emotions. I wanted to like react to like obviously how I felt, but also like give myself time to think about how that situation or interaction really made me feel. Was it something I felt like, if I had a conversation, could I overcome? Could we like move past this and like maintain a friendship? Or was this like a very clear line that like I didn't want to continue a relationship with this person? And I actually thought about it for a few weeks and eventually decided that I didn't want a future communication with this person because I felt that once you make it that clear that you are interested in dating a friend, how could I ever pretend like I don't know this?
How could you have a friendship?
Like a genuine pure friendship without you in the back of your head either repressing how you feel, which I don't want, or me, pulling back on our friendship because I don't want to lead you on, like feel like I've led you on anymore. So I think it's a very, it's I don't know if precarious is even the right word, but it's difficult when it's not just some random person who's just randomly crushing on you, don't really like care about their feelings. When you do care about that person and you're trying to navigate the best way to let them down, but also be true to how you feel in the situation. So
I know
tough.
a lot of people, like, and this is just online discourse. I've never really had a conversation about this, but a lot of people online have always been like, oh, I'm scared to confess because it might ruin the friendship.
Yeah.
And everybody's always like, just go for it.
Don't.
But the real life thing is like, once you confess, it oftentimes needs to be a space in order for both of you to kind of respect each other's boundaries.
I agree. And I will say that I think prior to this interaction, I liked the idea of friends to lovers, and I still like it. Like, I don't dislike
it's
that.
a trope, and it has worked for some people.
Yeah, no, I think there's merit to it, like building a connection with somebody. But then I never expected to feel betrayed, to take it as being betrayed. Like, and I know that's maybe like very dramatic, but when I experienced it, every like interaction we had or everything that I brushed off and I told people like this is a platonic friendship, like please don't sexualize our relationship, please don't romanticize our relationship when we're friends. And then come to find out, I'm like, was that guy doing it the whole time?
Oh, question, do you think it's obvious? Because now that you're asking your friends to please don't romanticize a relationship, please don't like sexualize our relationship, I had the sudden memory of a lot of my friends saying, oh my gosh, like you and so would look so cute together.
Oh my goodness.
Can I
say, oh my goodness, I did have a few of my friends say, I think so and so likes you, and that's when he was actively like trying to pursue someone else. So I said, y'all stop it. Like I know this may seem like this to you, but I've talked about it with him and like we know what our relationship is. So now I feel like a little silly, I feel a little foolish for defending our pure friendship dynamic when all of a sudden you're confessing to me on feels like a random Tuesday. Like, what is going on right now?
Yeah. So it's like, is it obvious to an outside perspective compared to an inside perspective?
And I don't even know, because I think on one hand, people, because we talked about this in our episode, like, are we friends because I'm high?
Yeah, like this is a very ongoing discussion.
Yeah, where I do feel like some people take a friendship between a man and a woman and they can't see it as anything but a stepping stone to something more. And like, shout out to Anthony. We've had Anthony on like a few of our episodes.
Yep.
I would say for me and Truk, Anthony's a complete platonic friendship. Like that's it feels like a safe friendship.
Yeah, for sure.
He has a lot of friends who are girls and he treats them platonically, but he also has rules for his friendship with girls. And I think that maybe it's like the difference where he talks like, I don't give a full on hug unless that's what, they're comfortable with, because, you usually don't hug guys like you hug your friends who are girls. Like there's just different things like that. If they're in a relationship, I'm going to be respectful and I will pull back, but I'm not going to like abandon the friendship. And I think maybe that's the difference in when you have a guy friend who is aware that there are different boundaries, and that's completely okay. But,
Yeah.
you know, they want to be in your life. They want to be friends with you. He's also, I think, I don't know if it changes if they've been in a relationship when you befriend this person. And does that change how they view you? I don't know.
There's a lot of variables that go into like how people relate to one another and form friendships.
Yes, and it's actually funny enough because I told Anthony about the situation, and he was like, he sounds very thirsty. He was like, no, that I would never do that with one of my friends. I would never say that. Like, I would never act that way, because even like his body language, I was like, okay, this is getting kind of weird. But also, I didn't feel super comfortable expressing how I felt, because like we were hanging out one-on-one, and I'm just like, you know, I'd rather be home safely and think about how I feel, because I think the worst part is I was so surprised by, like, I don't even know if I would consider a confession, but like these things coming out, that I was like, I don't really feel like I know you as well as I thought. So I don't know if how you're going to respond to me, like, shutting things down. Like, I tried to like casually shut things down, saying like, oh, but we're friends. And I remember one point I was like, you know, we make a great couple, and I was like, oh, but we're friends. And then he was like, well, that's why us being in a relationship would be so good. It'd be just I was like, it'd just be our friendship. He's like, yeah, that's what make it great. And I'm just like, I feel like you're missing the point. I
think like if it really comes to them missing the point, you can always just do subtle body language that kind of turns you away from them. Because I know that's what I do.
I be trying. I will say, it's just, yeah. Like, he's like, oh, do you want my jacket? I said, no.
Just
I said, oh, I'm good. Thank you. But actively, though, at the same time, I found myself wanting to spare his feelings, because I'm like,
because you guys were friends.
Exactly. And it's so crazy because, you know, guys, my therapist called me out. She was like, but, you know, if you were, you know, you felt attracted or you really like this man, then would you feel flattered by the attention? And I'm like, and then my other friend was like, but the difference is you weren't attracted to him and you didn't like him. So that's why, like, because oh my goodness, she sent me a clip, and I was like, she called me out. My friend sent me this clip, and she was like, this is like definitely you. She like took my side in it. I'm gonna tell you the clip. Okay. So it was talking about how the difference between a guy being creepy and a guy being like charming is if you're attracted to him, and if you are like interested in the advancements, which is like a dumb moment. It feels like so grossly superficial when you put it like that, but that's real, because I'm like, if he wasn't attracted to me, then he wouldn't be doing all this, and like, so be it. But I was like, wow. I mean, that's as basic as they come. Like, if you're attracted to the person, them making certain advancements, you would be open to, and if you're not, then you're like grossed out, which I think is like 2 + 2 is 4 type of math. But I think when someone breaks it down, I'm like, yeah. And I think at the end of the day, like, the superficial, like, how superficial the situation feels. Like, it's not just attraction. It's like, do you know, are you attracted to their morals, like, their work ethic, like, all things like that. But obviously, like, a man respectfully is likely not going to say, you know, she's kind of cute. Like, I think I could make it work. And, like, women do, though. And I'm like, I am not in that era of my life where I want to, you know, push something that I'm not fully invested in for the sake of someone else. And that's when I felt like the kindest thing I could do was to cut that person off, because I no longer felt comfortable. And I felt that even if they felt, oh no, I'm fine with it, we're cool, like, I think you're lying to me. Like, I just don't believe you. I don't believe you just got over your feelings because I said I'm not interested.
I was just yapping to my mom about like some friends and how they, you know, kept their relationship with their talking stages of like friendships, and my mom was like, no, that is honestly a waste of everybody's energy.
I think your mom's right.
And it's best to just move on with your life. And I'm like, peeps.
I will say, I was thinking about this from the perspective of like somebody who likes both genders, and I was like, y'all, if a woman were to do the same thing to me, how would I feel about it? And I say, I fear I'd like it. And okay.
I think it goes back to your attraction thing, though.
I think it does. I think typically I'm just attracted to way more women than men. Like, I'd be breaking down the numbers. I'm like 2% of men, 98% of women. I just think like women have more going. Like, this is bad. I think women typically, like, they present themselves in a way, like, they learn how to present themselves very nicely. They, you know, usually have like a lot of goals going on and different things like that. And I do feel that that's not always the case with men, or like maybe I'm personally just not attracted to as many men as women. And I feel like if a really pretty girl is like, I like you, I'd be like, girl, that is so sweet. Like, I also feel like, and this is a general statement, I do feel safer around women. So maybe that's why if one of my friends who was a girl confessed to me, because I cherish the friendship, and I don't think they would confess in a way that makes me uncomfortable. But this is like a general statement. Like, I have no idea.
Have you had the experience before?
I wish. Isn't that bad? No. I have not, but I feel like it'll likely happen in the future. And I was thinking about how I'd feel, and I said I'm not 100% sure how I'd react. I think it really depends on the person and how they're doing it. But I will say, I do think I try and hold on to their friendship longer, because I just think women are typically more respectful of your boundaries. It's not always the case, but the way we're, conditioned in society, men typically can bulldoze over like, our boundaries. And I just don't see, like, I've never seen that in the same way as women. Like, I'm not saying it's not possible. Women can be just as vile as men, but I think at least the women I'm around, I don't feel like they would act that way. But also, I thought the men I was around wouldn't act that way. So I don't know. Like, I'm always getting bamboozled.
Dang, yeah.
I know. So I think that was an interesting thing to even ponder for myself. I'm like, am I being a hypocrite? Like,
yeah. I mean, for the episode, Are We Friends Just Because I'm Hot? I think we brought up that dynamic of like how women kind of do tend to respect boundaries better. Because I don't know if you remember this, but like Tay was like, when she was rejected, she just moved on.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know why I brought that up.
No, I think I want to go back to like our previous episodes that I feel we're kind of furthering the discussion here. I don't remember who brought it up, but someone brought up the point that, I think it was me, how your friends can kind of, goad you or like tease you about your friendships. And it's typically going to be like a man or like a woman friendship. And I said it happened to me. My friends convinced me. I feel like I had a dynamic with a guy, and my friends were like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are flirting, da da da." And then I was like, "Is it flirting?" And I started to view our interactions differently, and I was like, "Well, I don't know what this feeling is, so maybe I am attracted to him." And then I think ultimately I wasn't. I think I just liked being his friend. Like, I think I really just liked being his friend, and I got confused on like if that was attraction in that way. And I do feel like society, as I said, will push like a certain narrative.
Right. Of like, oh, men and women, friend? No, dating.
Yeah, like it's eventually going to happen. Like and the reason I don't think that's the case is just lived experience. I've had a friend. We've been friends since we were 8 years old. We're both 21 now. And at no point has it ever been that? Like, and not actually, we've actively run against that. I remember we would platonically go to school dances, and I was like, I pointed out a guy putting his jacket over his date, and he was like, I can't do that for you. They're gonna think we're dating. And I was like, I wasn't asking. Like, when we would ask each other to dance, he'd be like, in a very friend way, I don't like you like that, but I really cherish our friendship. Would you like to go to because we had to make it so clear. We were getting shipped from the time we were like 12 years old, and I just started telling people we were cousins, because we genuinely were both so sick of it. I'm like, I believe if I can live it, then it can happen. And people had been shipping us our entire friendship, and I'm like, well, if I was that close with a woman, y'all wouldn't be shipping it. So like, unpack it. And I think that just comes down to like, how society operates typically.
Yeah.
But no, I'm like, y'all are wild. Like, and it still isn't giving that.
But yeah, it's a crazy dynamic out here.
It really is a crazy dynamic. I just personally feel that when they see two people with great chemistry and they happen to be the opposite gender, they're like, you know what? Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
But can friends to lovers work? Like, in your opinion?
In my opinion, there's so many online stories of that working.
That's true.
I personally don't have anything against it. Like, everybody's relationship is of their own, and it really comes down to like, are these two people willing and wanting to be together?
Clock it. That was beautifully put.
I'm dead.
I agree with
That's just straight communication.
I agree. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I will say, I feel the same way Truc does. I think depending on your situation, it can work out amazing, though I feel from what I've learned is if I were to ever confess to somebody, I would tell them straight up. I would make it very clear that I value the friendship more than a relationship, if that's the truth. And I would say, but it is now your turn to decide where this goes. Like, never feel like you are pressuring the person into deciding one or the other. And I think the way that my previous guy friend went about it, which was so frustrating, was I was talking to so many people about it, and I said now, because he has put it out there so many times, like actually within the same span of, like, it wasn't that long, we're hanging out one day and he just kept pushing this agenda.
Okay.
And I was like, if he had been straight out with me, then we could have dealt with it, right? We could have been like, I really like you, I just want to tell you, you know, this and that. But because he just kept kind of flirting, now I'm looking at it like, this is a weird limbo state. Like, I can't, it's no way I can ignore you saying we would make a good couple. Like, there's no way for me to spin that and gaslight myself into thinking that that was a completely platonic interaction. So now it's up to me to make the next move, and that frustrates me because respectfully, as a man, like, be straight up,
Pick it up.
or keep them feelings inside to the day you die. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
And that's why those confessions at the beginning of our episode the friendship did not work out.
It did not.
It did not.
But I will say, I think my biggest lesson from this is boundaries. Boundaries are very important. I say that try to be in tune with another person's boundaries. If you don't know them, ask them, like, have them clarify with you. And if you do confess, make it a very safe space, like as safe as possible, so that person is able to react in the most honest way to them without feeling pressured, you know? I think the most ironic part was I had this guy friend say to me once, like, I'd rather walk on some oncoming traffic than make a girl uncomfortable. But and my mom said, but if he can't tell when he makes a girl uncomfortable, then that sentiment means nothing. And that is, like, an incredibly, like,
Your mom ate that.
sobering takeaway. So guys, it is not a crime to have a crush on your super talented hot best friend. But it
AKA
is
Alexis.
hey guys. But I will say, be very careful of how you move forward, because you do not want to lose a friendship.
Move forward respectfully.
Yeah. And yeah, that's all I have to say to that, guys. Please don't be messing up friendships out here. But if you really want to tell someone how you feel, tell them.
Yeah, tell them.
And that's my little
two bits at the end.
Those are my two bits, guys. And if you have ever had a friend confess to you or confessed to a friend, comment down below. But if you don't, like, I don't want everybody to know my business, DM us, so then we just know your business. I'm serious, guys. DMs are open. And I want to say thank you so much for our latest video. We have hit over 500 views. I'm in awe. Like, oh my gosh, hi guys.
Hello.
We got a lot
of new viewers.
Yes, new subscribers. Thank you so much for being here. I promise you, we have so many juicy episodes coming up. We have so much good content.
We're cooking it back here.
Yeah, the stove is not off. But yes, guys, genuinely, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you so much.
And I hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
Okay, so just to wrap it up, usually our bits for the new viewers. Alexis, you'll share a song, and I'll just share what I learned this week.
Yes, Truk is trying to cleanse herself from TikTok.
It used to be, what did I learn off of TikTok this week? But it's just whatever I learned this week.
Period. Because she reads books now, guys.
Oh my gosh.
But okay, so my song, y'all, I will say, Sabrina has got me. She's got me bad. Sabrina has been had me. I will say I've been listening to Sabrina Carpenter, but something about, wait. Short and Sweet, the new album. Don't Smile. Yeah.
Aww.
She ate with that.
That was a really fun song. Very like closing-esque end of a movie song.
Yes, or end of an era, or end of a friendship, or end of a relationship. It's been getting me through it, guys. Yeah. Can we have a moment of silence? Thank you.
We laugh immediately.
Oh my god. Okay, Trooks, what did you learn?
So what did I learn this week? It's gonna be a little bit more on what did I experience this week? A little bit more on a personal side, a little bit medical.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Guys.
Tune in, guys.
Take care of your eyes. Don't scratch your eyes, and make sure that it heals properly. I recently just went through a procedure where I had to remove one layer off of my eye. Be careful of corneal abrasions because they can turn into corneal erosions. And
At least you can't see people's BS now. It's all blurry.
I kind of want to see that so I can leave if there's BS.
Oh my goodness.
Why would you wish blindness upon me?
I would never. Anyway, guys, be smarter than true. Take care of your eyes.
Take care of your eyes.
How did that happen with glasses on?
No. So because my corneal abrasion happened years ago, it never healed properly.
Oh my god.
And my eyelid just kind of grabbed on to that like poorly healed spot, and that's what happened.
Okay, so it's like a cavity.
Kind of, yeah.
In the sense that it just gets worse and worse and worse until you have to deal with it.
Yeah. So
can you tell I've been to the dentist lately?
Can you tell I've been to the ophthalmologist recently?
Oh my god, big word. Oh my god. Guys, that is genuinely going to be our wrap up for today.
Shout out
to Bobby and shout out to the Humanities Department. And we will see you next
Thursday. Bye.